At 12:14 a.m., Mara Venn finished listening to a file she did not remember downloading. The instant its final second passed, the refrigerator behind her went silent. Its motor still trembled through the magnets on the door. A glass jar on top continued to quiver, but Mara heard nothing. On her laptop, the 60-second recording ended with the same refrigerator hum, and, beneath it, the soft creak of the empty chair behind her. Mara edited podcasts for a living. She knew the difference between silence and a failed appliance. When she pressed a knuckle to the refrigerator, the compressor's vibration traveled into her hand. She opened the door. Cold air rolled over her wrist. The machine worked, only its sound had vanished. The file had appeared in her downloads, while the apartment's wireless router was unplugged for a storm. Its creation time was 3 minutes in the future. She played the file again through her headphones. Most of it was ordinary room tone. Rain at the window, pipes in the wall, her desk lamp's faint buzz. Near the end came 3 dry clicks, evenly spaced. Then a radiator knocked once. Playback stopped. 2 seconds later, the real radiator shuddered beneath the window. Mara saw its valve jump. This time, the impact made no sound at all. A third attempt confirmed the condition. Mara stopped playback 1 second before the end. The radiator knocked normally 5 minutes later, loud enough to make her flinch. Nothing changed until she returned to the desk and allowed that final second to play. The next knock vanished from her hearing. Completion mattered. Each finished version also grew slightly longer, as though the file required space for one more stolen noise. The third completed version ended with the rising whistle of Mara's kettle. She had not used it that night. She carried the cold kettle to the sink, checked that it was empty, and left it there. 12 minutes later, distracted by a client message, she found it steaming on the stove. The burner glowed beneath it. The lid shook violently. To Mara, the kitchen remained silent. Mara switched off the burner and recorded the kettle on her phone before the steam died. The phone's level indicator moved, though she heard nothing in the room. When she played the recording, the whistle came through its tiny speaker, painfully clear. The upload had not removed sound from the apartment. It had removed the live sound from Mara, leaving microphones and everyone else untouched. Her neighbor opened his door only a hand's width, his face hidden behind the frame. He had heard the kettle through the wall. He had also heard the refrigerator cycle and the radiator strike. "Your place is louder than usual," he said. Mara returned inside without explaining. The quiet she had mistaken for control was entirely private. Whatever the file changed, it changed the listener. Back at the desk, Mara inspected the newest ending without letting it finish. After the 3 clicks came the metallic turn of her own deadbolt. She recognized its stiff double catch. The sound had not happened yet. The kettle proved the file was sampling forward, taking noises from the hour ahead and offering them once before making her deaf to them. For the first time, Mara understood that the upload was not an archive. It was a schedule. She checked the door. The deadbolt was still locked from the inside. A strip of clear tape across the door seam would reveal any opening, and she set a ceramic cup against the bottom edge. Then she returned to the laptop. If the file could show what followed the lock, she reasoned, it might reveal who was coming. She listened through the end. The metallic double turn became the 4th sound she would never hear live. The next version ended with a floorboard flexing near the kitchenette. Mara tested each plank until one answered with the same low wooden complaint. It lay halfway between the locked door and her desk. She placed a coin upright in its narrow crack. Then she completed the file again. The floorboard's groan joined the refrigerator, radiator, kettle, and deadbolt inside her growing field of silence. The new ending was only 2 seconds long, fabric tightening over a cushion, followed by a wooden joint settling. Mara turned toward the mustard chair. It was the creak buried beneath the refrigerator in the original recording. She had dismissed it as the building shifting. Now the upload presented it cleanly, preceded by the same 3 clicks, as if an unseen cataloger had finally isolated the correct sample. Mara should have stopped. Instead, she completed the playback to discover what sound came next. Nothing new appeared. The file returned to its original length, exactly 60 seconds, with every stolen noise layered beneath the room tone. Refrigerator, radiator, kettle, lock, floorboard, chair. The sounds did not overlap randomly. Listening closely, Mara heard them occur in order, moving from the kitchen wall toward the space directly behind her. Mara removed the headphones. In the corridor, the deadbolt's thumb turn rotated by itself. She saw the metal stop against its second catch, but heard nothing. The tape across the door seam remained smooth. The ceramic cup did not move. No one had entered. A moment later, the upright coin tipped as the marked floorboard bent under weight that had no visible owner. Mara watched the fallen coin roll toward the desk. Her hearing still held her own breathing, the rain, and the dry pulse in her throat. Everything the upload had taken was occurring around those surviving sounds. On the laptop, the waveform disappeared. The black screen became a weak mirror. It reflected Mara at the desk and the mustard chair behind her, its cushion sinking beneath the outline of a tall, seated weight. She did not turn around. The reflection showed one long indentation forming along the chair's right arm, close enough to suggest an elbow leaning toward her. 3 shallow dents appeared in the fabric, evenly spaced like the clicks in the file. Mara finally understood the first recording. The chair had not creaked because the apartment was settling, and the upload had never been warning her about someone outside. Behind her, the empty chair finished taking someone's weight.